Hello everybody and welcome to another random IZBLAB video. So, it's not quite the finished product because I don't have the cutting fence, but for all intended purposes, it is finished. I can still do what I need to do. I have a piece of wood that I use as a fence that I just clamp down when I get the measurement right, so technically I am done. But I want to make an actual fence for it, so that's going to take some time. But what you're looking at, well, technically, what you're looking at is take 3 of this video. In the first take, I made some mistakes, including trying to flip this table over while the crosscut sled was still in there, forgetting all about it, so, it broke off. But that was there originally. Don't technically need it there, but I just wanted something there that would work as kind of a guide to make sure I kept my thumbs out of the way. But it works pretty well. I could stand to put a little wax in there to make sure it slides nice and easy, but I'm still able to do a nice crosscut with it. Yeah, nice little crosscut with it, and it slides easy enough. The top, now I don't know if I'm getting this right, but I'm going to say it anyway. Hopefully it is right. If not, please forgive me. I think this is MDF board. I think. Don't know for certain, but that's what I think it is. And it's got the nice slick surface. That's why I use that on the top here. And as you can see, it's been cut into sections with some space to make room for the rails that are also made of the same MDF board. Had to screw them in there because gluing them wouldn't work. They would just peel off the first layer of that board and fall off, and that would be pointless. That would be an exercise in futility, or in layman's term, that would be peeing in the wind. So, yeah, I like it. I glued this ruler in here. I don't know how exact I got it as far as the cut, but we'll see soon enough. I'll test that another time. It's sitting on wooden horses right now, and it can be lifted from the wooden horses. That's why there's an L on this one and an R on that one, because I need to know in what position to place these wooden horses, because I can lift this up, store it, and stack the horses, and if I want to put it back out, I have to make sure that the dowels that I put on the table underneath go into the right holes. So, blah blah blah. I'm about to flip it over and show you what I'm talking about. Before I do, you'll notice my wife's weights, or you didn't know that they were her weights until I told you, are under the table. That's because I was using them to put pressure on top of the board here, on top of the sled here overnight, because they were bowing upward. Now, as you can see, there are screws coming through it. Well, I couldn't find any shallow enough, and like I said, gluing wouldn't make a difference. So I might cut these off with my Dremel tool. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to do so, but I may do it. We'll see. Now, the blade itself only has about 1 1/4 cutting depth. That's because the base wood is pretty thick. I wanted to make sure that it could support, the weight of the saw underneath, and, maybe I overcompensated for it. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe that was a bad decision, maybe not. And then even more of the depth is taken from by the MDF wood here. So that just adds to the shallowness of the blade, I guess you could say. Anyway, let me flip this over and show you what I got going on underneath. Okay, so as I've said, there are holes drilled here. I have dowels screwed under there. I didn't even notice the screw was popping out here. Anyway, I have dowels that I hammered into place, and the holes here, that way they just slide in, and when I'm using it and sliding wood across the saw table, the table doesn't move. It stays in place. And that's why I needed to label them. Of course, I'm sure you guys have figured that out. Let me get there. There it is. Anyway, now, originally, and I tried to make this, well, I didn't try, I did make this, so that I could take the blade out, not the blade, the circular saw, the whole thing, anytime I wanted to. Originally, it was being held in by this little guy here, 2 of these guys. Get in focus here. These are clips that are used to hold vertical blinds in place. We've finally replaced all of the vertical blinds with I guess regular blinds, horizontal blinds. And these have been pretty handy, at least in this project. But I wanted something that I didn't have to use my drill to take out over and over again whenever I wanted to use this as a hand tool. So I created this little bad boy. Well, I don't know if I should say created. I mean, it's not like it's my design. I've seen so many videos on YouTube on how to make your own saw table, and I've taken so many cues from those videos that I'm sure I've seen one of the videos that has this kind of thing going on for it. These are parts from, well, they're lawnmower parts to hold the handle, you know. And this bolt I have epoxied into the wood. Now, I have to use two hands to take this out, but trust me, I'm able to take this out just fine and slide it back into place. The wood back here makes it so that I can slide it underneath there. So please take my word for it. I'd have to put down the camera to do it. You know what? Let me go ahead and do that. Here we go. And there it is. It's out. Now to put it back in. This bad boy goes in much easier than it comes out. Now let me see here. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to try to do this by looking through the camera. Many of you know this already. You know, I've been thinking of trying to do something on Twitch, like some live streaming of video game play to raise money for... I just... Lately, the homeless have been really tugging on my heartstrings, and I'd like to try to do something to help out, so that's one of the things I'm thinking about. Anyway, it's in. So there you have it. That's it. It's done a great deal of good for me. Been able to use it a lot, and in case you're wondering, I'm able to keep a saw on by using this. Okay, I just clip that onto the trigger so that it stays pressed, so that it stays activated or on. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, I use that to keep it on, and then I just plug it in when I'm ready to use it. So I do make sure that it's unplugged before I attach this bad boy. So that's it. We're approaching 8 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. Thank you for watching. Now I have no excuse not to clean up my workbench here. So I guess I better get to it. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the long 8-minute video. You guys have a great day, and I guess I'll see you on the next random video. Bye.